The story of two kinds of delusions without intellectual diminishment is of great importance, for it is not a disrupting of a pre-existing discipline of psychiatry. It lies at the heart of the constitution of the psychiatrist in the 19th century and explains why he or she was, from the start, what he or she had been ever since. The psychiatrist was born, cornered, caught between legal, police, humanitarian demands, accused of not being a true doctor, suspected of mistaking the sane for mad and the mad for sane, prey to quandaries of conscience, the last Hegelian Balaam. If we consider the two types of intact delusions, we can say that people in the first group seem to be completely mad. But aren't. President Schraber developed his radiating paranoia and relations with God in every direction, but he was not mad in that he remained capable of managing his wealth wisely and distinguishing between circles. At the other pole are those who do not seem mad in any way, but are, as borne out by their sudden actions, such as quarrels, arsons, murders, Esquirol's four great monomanias. Erotic, intellectual, arson, and homicidal already belong in this category. In short, psychiatry was not at all constituted in relation to the concept of madness, or even as a modification of that concept, but rather by its split in these two opposite directions. And is it not our own double image, all of ours, that psychiatry thus reveals? Seeming mad without being it, then being it without seeming it. This twofold assertion is also psychoanalysis's point of departure, its way of linking into psychiatry. We seem to be mad but aren't. Observe the dream. We are mad but don't seem to be. Observe everyday life. Thus, psychiatrists were alternately in the position of, on the one hand, pleading for tolerance and understanding, underscoring the uselessness of confinement, appealing for open-door asylums, and on the other, arguing for stepped-up surveillance and special high-security asylums, stricter measures necessitated by the fact that the mad seems not to be. It is by chance that the distinction between the two major kinds of delusions, ideational and active, in many ways recapitulates the distinction between the classes. Paranoiacs do not particularly need to be committed. They are usually bourgeois, whereas monomaniacs, passional redress seekers, are most often from the working and rural classes, or are marginal, as in the case of political assassins. A class with irradiating ideas, but of course, against a class reduced to linear, sporadic, partial, local actions, all paranoiacs are not bourgeois, all passionals or monomaniacs are not proletarian, but God and his psychiatrists are charged with recognizing, among these de facto mixes, those who preserve, even in delusion, the class-based social order, and those who sow disorder, even strictly localized, such as haystack fires, parental murders, déclassé love, and aggression.